everybody, it's Miss Beck, and there are not any kitty cats here today because kitty cats do not have stickers. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Kitty cats do not have stickers. Sienna, go.
Bye.
Bye, love you. All right, so today Miss Beck is going to be doing a lesson 5 on Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson is one of our founding fathers, just like George Washington. Y'all remember who George Washington is, don't you? George Washington was our famous general and the first president of the United States. All right, let's go into our lesson today. And again, we are on lesson number 5. Tomorrow we'll be on lesson number 6. Today we are on lesson number 5. So we're going to start with the book. And our vocabulary word is independence. Independence is freedom or the ability to do something without the control or help of another. You are learning to read and write. One day you will be able to pick up almost any book, open it, and start to read the words. How wonderful. Of course, somebody wrote those words, and people who write the words are called the author. Well, today we're going to learn about Thomas Jefferson, and he was our 3rd president, and he was a great reader, and he was also an author. And Thomas Jefferson said, "I cannot live without books. I simply love books." So here is Thomas Jefferson, and he is at the end, and he is pacing back and forth. Any idea why he might be doing that? Well, boys and girls, I'm here to tell you he's doing that because he is very, very nervous because he is writing, go put it out there, he is writing one of his most famous works, which will be the Declaration of Independence. And he wants to make sure that he communicates all of his ideas very well and does a great job. So Thomas Jefferson, the writer, wrote about many different subjects. He wrote about growing up on the farm. He wrote about music and art. He wrote about how to make houses and buildings. And he wrote about the Native Americans who had come to America long before the colonists. He wrote about nearly everything because everything interested him. All right, here he is pacing again because he was trying to write a very important document or paper. This is his most famous document and one of the most famous papers ever, called the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson believed people should be free to make most decisions for themselves, without a king or queen telling them what to do. As he wrote the Declaration of Independence, he used an important word, liberty. Liberty means freedom. In writing about liberty, Jefferson wanted to choose the best words so that people would understand his ideas. All right, guys, I need for y'all to separate. We don't need to be in a group of 4, and you know that. Jefferson thought it was time to start a new country and not be a part of Great Britain any longer. Not everyone in the colonies felt this way. Jefferson, along with a few others, needed to give good, strong reasons to make a change. This is another one of our founding fathers. His name is John Adams. He was one of the people working with Jefferson. Jefferson and Adams were great friends, although Adams was different than Jefferson. Adams loved to talk in front of a crowd. "John, you should write the paper and I'll help explain your ideas." "No, Thomas," Adams replied. "I have angered so many people by arguing for a new country that they do not like me. They might not want to help us start a country if they know that I wrote a paper announcing it. Everyone likes you, so they'd be more likely to help." On the 2nd of July, Jefferson finished his declaration and showed it to John Adams and the few others working with him, who suggested a few small changes. So with the help of some others, Jefferson wrote his declaration. Jefferson's declaration said that every person should be safe to live, to be free, and decide what to do to be happy. He wrote that everyone, not only kings or queens, had the right to do these things. Jefferson's declaration said that this was a reason to start a new nation, the United States of America. His friend John Adams smiled and said, "I told you, Thomas, you were the one to write it."
And tomorrow, can I be the tablet?
Yes. So I'm going to show you a picture now, and this is one of the most famous pictures that you will see. This is a picture of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. 2 days after Jefferson finished the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July, the other leaders voted to officially begin this new country that would be independent from Britain. That is why we call the 4th of July Independence Day. After the new nation was born, Americans read Thomas Jefferson's document again and again whenever they were deciding how the country should work. And people in other countries said, "We want to be free too," and followed Americans' example by making changes in the other countries. Jefferson's words about liberty changed people's lives all over the world. So here is a picture of our first 3 presidents. 13 years after Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, the colonists won the American Revolution against Great Britain. George Washington became the first president of the United States. Later, when Washington announced, "I have been president long enough, let someone else have a turn," Jefferson's friend John Adams became our second president. Here, the word "turn" means a chance to do something in a certain order. 4 years later, Thomas Jefferson became the third president of the United States, and many people believe he was one of the best presidents we ever had. This is a picture of the Declaration of Independence. Whenever he was not sure about what to do, Jefferson read the words he had written. They had always helped him make good decisions and are still helping us today. Here is one of our most important American symbols, the Statue of Liberty. Do you recognize this statue? It's called the Statue of Liberty. When America celebrated the 100th birthday of the Declaration of Independence, the government of France gave the nation the Statue of Liberty as a gift for America's birthday. France wanted to show how much they admired or thought with respect for America's love of freedom and liberty. Now, the Statue of Liberty still stands in the New York Harbor, welcoming thousands of visitors every year. So whenever you see this famous statue, remember how hard Thomas Jefferson worked to declare that every person should be free. And if you ever go to New York, take a moment to visit the Statue of Liberty.
That's the Statue of Liberty.
Just like Natalie did. Did you get to see it, Natalie? Did you see it like from the boat, or did you see it like on the land? Where were you when you saw it?
In the boat.
You saw it in a boat? That's so cool. I saw it in a boat too. All right, Natalie, tell our friends goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Glad to see the Statue of Liberty.
I like to see the Statue